XCN going to zero. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name is Neil, keeping technical analysis short and sweet. And if you've been following along, I'm going to go ahead and say I was wrong, but at the same time, I was not. Our technical analysis is on point. What happened these past couple days is an anomaly, and it is market manipulation at its finest. So this is where we should have been staying with Bitcoin, and Trump put on like 100% tariff tax on China just to drop the market. And when we hit around 108,000 or 105,000, no, 108, BlackRock decided to buy up millions of dollars in Bitcoin, which clearly held the support right here at 108, which is expected as well. This drop is what you can expect in crypto. We expect continuation upwards, but market manipulation can tap people out. So if you don't have a tight stop loss, a lot of people put their stop losses somewhere where they think it's not going to go, and crypto has a tendency to tag it, grab all your money, and then start taking off the other way. This is not going to be going much lower than 108 in my opinion. Obviously, my opinion was incorrect recently, thinking it wasn't going to drop back down to this area. However, we have very strong support on this 200 EMA. Volume is picking up immensely, and everything is starting to play out. We need these type of pullbacks within the market to start seeing these new all-time highs. It's expected to have major pullbacks to gather a bunch of liquidity, just destroy people who have leverage trades and longs, because with technical analysis, this was supposed to go up. Everything was looking beautiful, on point, and market manipulation, massive companies like BlackRock buying up in. And a lot of this has to do, I'm going to bring up XCN, but I want you guys to stick around and compare these to the other markets. So XRP is going to be a huge coin in the future. Look at this. This is not normal. This should not be happening. But since we are integrating a new financial system and dealing with CBDCs, and Japan needs to buy in at a low price that they didn't have the opportunity to, all those institutions and stuff have their buys down here. They knew this was going to happen. This pattern right here is clearly a bearish pattern, as we were not building higher highs, and we had that major rejection. So typically your stop loss would be right in here, around 2.6, maybe even a little lower, right on the 200 EMA, and major reduction. It is not normal. I cannot explain to you how much this is market manipulation. 50% decrease in price, followed by immediate buying support. So a 30% increase in price. So all those companies who did not buy in early just clearly got the opportunity to buy in. And while XCN, it is not going to zero. That's just to get you guys to watch. This is clearly what we have been planning for quite a while. I was saying liquidity sweep, right? For many weeks, we may get that pullback within this area where there is a bunch of money waiting to be bought up. So Bitcoin pulling back a little bit. We had this major indecision with this wick off here, testing the 200 EMA. This is where it should have been going up, and 100% tariffs pushed it all the way down to 0.007. This is why we do not have a stop loss within this area, because this is where the liquidity is. So we got that support. We held up above this green upward trend line. We got our double bottom. Everything is exactly playing out as it should. As if we were holding this support here at 1 cent, we wouldn't expect the astronomical gains that are to come within these upcoming months, because it needs to grab that liquidity to start pushing upwards. So those of you who are panic selling, I'm sorry. For those of you who watch my videos to decide what to do with your money, I can't control what you do, but I can tell you what is to be expected, and I've been telling you throughout this entire time, this is a possibility to see this expectations of this liquidity sweep before the next move up. And this, even though everybody thinks it's bad news, is actually very, very, very good news, because it has done exactly what we expected, and we are getting that support within this area. So now the potential to push up towards this red line, instead of having that slow creeping upwards momentum, we can expect some more rapid retracement and a lot more volatility within this market. So those of you who are like, Neil, it's been down 50% since you told us to enter. I'm not telling you when to enter personally. I'm just giving you the best option, as when I was saying enter here, this downward trend line is our resistance. So you should have been selling within this 0.019. It did not break, but I know people cannot watch the charts every day. And we had that major pullback, which trapped a lot of people. A lot of people had sell-offs, which they should not. They should have either really tight stop losses, breaking even, or whenever it starts hitting this area, you're holding. You're not selling and panic selling. This is the area where we get the reversal, because we did not close below this previous low around 0.008. We are now up here at 0.009, and the real resistance now is the 0.01 and still the 200 EMA. But there is a lot of room to run, and I want to explain this through XRP, because this is not normal, as I was just speaking about. That's not normal. That is market manipulation. So don't freak out with market manipulation. This is highly necessary now for this to start hitting above $5. Since we had that retracement, we could do a fib, and instead of our retracement being within this area, maybe $4 to $5, now we're doing something like this. We're stretching the lines. 618's up here, right back at this line that was broken, that had that major decrease in price. Downward trend line is still what needs to be broken, which means this area is very tight. And if it can get above that, the distance is now a lot higher, showing $5 as the next real rejection beyond the 0.36, which is the previous all-time high. So beyond that $5, our stretch moves up higher to $7.45, almost $9 to $10 for XRP. For XCN, it's still the same ratio. We're still looking at these all-time highs of 10 or 5, 10, and 18 cents. The pullback is necessary. Don't panic sell. I know I didn't say anything these past 2 days. This upcoming week, we're going to Italy, so I may not be as updating, and we are just kind of waiting for the market to pan out and people to start buying back in with that major decrease in price. So a lot of people are freaking out and saying, Neil, you don't know what you're talking about. It had a major decrease in price and now you're covering your ass. No. Here's a great example. ZBCN. I brought this up previously, but when the market went down and in leverage trading, I took $2.43. I saw this major decrease in price, knew that was completely irrelevant, put that $2 in right around here at 0.003 at around 200x leverage and made about $150 just in this pull up. Got out, waited to see what the market would do. But with leverage, you can make some pretty good gains when stuff starts pulling back. $2 turning into $150 is pretty damn good. I mean, it's not much, but it's pretty good for a $2 investment. Just putting it in at a low point, I think it was like 10 to 15 minutes that made around $200. I can't do that working a normal job, which makes me not want to pick one up ever again. But besides that, ZBCN, we are waiting for a better entry, ideally above the 200 EMA. And with all this being said, you can trade ZBCN on MEXC, but the one crypto that is still in profit when everything else is down 30%, my God, Tornado Cash. You can trade it on MEXC. Reference link is in the description below. I know at least one person is heeding my opinion on buying Tornado Cash. And if they bought here around $14 to $15, they are still in profit when the rest of the market is down. The entry at $11, still nowhere near that. So those who have not been listening, please listen. Tornado Cash is definitely a good bet. It is still up over 50% in profit when the rest of the market is looking something similar to XRP. It's not normal, but Tornado Cash is being backed by Ethereum founder and many other companies, and it is at 1524, all-time high of 459, and again can be traded on MEXC, and using that reference link you get USDT for free. I believe you can still get $20 free using that reference link in the description below. But again, as always, Tornado Cash is one of the favorites and one of the only coins in profit still from our current entry point, whether at $7.50, $11 when you had major opportunities to get in, and the CM Guppy is holding this thing upward. The 200 EMA, very nice and healthy. It's just a matter of time before Tornado Cash takes off. This video is mainly about XCN for you to not be panic selling. It's just a liquidity sweep, nothing to worry about. I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried. It's market manipulation. So if it's your first time in crypto and you are panic selling, I'm sorry if you did that. But rebuy back in because you're going to miss the pump. It's just a matter of time. Volume is astronomical. It's bottoming out. That we are not really much going lower than this area, as I have talked about for many weeks in this past month. But liquidity sweep, that's what this is. Liquidity sweep, market manipulation. So good luck. Have fun with it. If you have not entered into Tornado Cash, it's not too late. It's $15. You missed your opportunity at $11. Sorry if you missed that. You have the opportunity once yet again to get in around $15. And this thing has an all-time high of $4.59. So if you're panicking about XCN being down, you can be starting to piece in, those of you who earn a paycheck, into Tornado Cash. Reference link is in the description below. And good luck. Have fun with it. I will try to keep you as updated as possible within this next week. And I will see you on the next one.